They said she was just a sister. Just another woman grieving a brother the system forgot. But they didn't know Nia Jensen. And they had no idea what kind of storm was coming. When 17-year-old Zeke was gunned down by police in the Portside neighborhood of Baltimore, his death was ruled a non-compliant fatality. Case closed. No video. No justice. No apology. But what the city didn't see was what happened next. Because his sister didn't scream. She vanished. And when she came back as a ghost. This is not just a story about revenge. It's about a system collapsing under the weight of truth, and one woman who forced the city to finally look itself in the mirror. You're watching. They thought she'd stay quiet. But her brother's death made her the city's most dangerous ghost. If this story pulls you in, take a moment right now to like the video, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe to the channel. We've got many more true stories like this one, and every voice, including yours, matters here. Baltimore doesn't sleep. Even when the sky turns dark over the Portside neighborhood, the air buzzes with old radios, muffler growls, and porch talk. It's a city that hums grief through brick and blood, and on the night Zeke Jensen died, it didn't hum, it screamed. 17-year-old Zeke, quiet and skinny, didn't have tattoos or turf. What he had was a notebook full of poetry and a part-time job cleaning buses at the depot. On that Thursday night, he was walking home from the corner store with a grape soda and a spiral-bound pad when two patrol officers spotted him. They said he matched a description. They said he looked nervous. They said he reached. No body cam footage survived. One officer's camera malfunctioned. The other said it wasn't charged. Just words against a corpse, filed under non-compliant fatality. By the time his sister, Nia Jensen, got the call, it was already labeled closed. No video, no witnesses, no charges. But the streets knew. The corner boys said Zeke never flinched. The bodega clerk said he saw nothing but flashing lights and heard two pops. The janitor at the bus depot cried behind the dumpster because he'd just told Zeke to bring his poems in tomorrow. Nia didn't cry. She just turned her phone face down and disappeared for 72 hours. Nia Jensen wasn't born to survive the streets. She was made by them. Her mother died when she was 9. Her father vanished when she was 12. Foster care hardened her, but she emerged sharp, precise, and quiet. She got her GED at 16. Started a mentorship program for kids like Zeke at 22. By 29, she was featured in the local paper as a rising light in community leadership. But nobody wrote about the part of her that moved in silence, the part that knew where systems bled and how to cut without being seen. Zeke was her balance. The one soft spot. When he died, something old in her cracked open. She didn't post online. Didn't give interviews. She started gathering. She walked precincts without speaking, collected names, mapped patrol patterns, found friends who owed favors. And when she was ready, she pulled a burner phone from the back of her closet and called a number she hadn't used in 7 years. The voice on the other end answered with a single word. Finally. They were never a gang. That's what Nia told people. The Portside ghosts didn't wear colors. They didn't flash signs. They didn't post videos of themselves pointing at guns. They moved in whispers. They were dropouts turned coders. Hustlers turned logisticians. Poets turned strategists. Their work didn't show up on police radars because their hands didn't pull triggers. They exposed. They revealed. They made systems unravel from the inside. Zeke was gone. And now, the city would feel what it meant to silence the only thing Nia Jensen ever loved. And it would start with the name of the officer who pulled the trigger. Officer Logan Maris wasn't high-ranking. Mid-30s, 2 reprimands, 3 suspensions, and an ego built on silence. He was the one who pulled the trigger. The department gave him desk duty. Paid. Nia gave him something else. It started small. An email leaked to the local blog that showed Maris had 12 use-of-force complaints in 6 years. That he lived in a gated condo off Eastern Boulevard. That he had a private Instagram under a fake name where he posted about cleaning the streets. The ghosts made sure that post went viral. No names. No threats. Just truth. Then came the drop, an old audio recording, meant to be deleted, of Maris saying, "If they run, they drop." The department went quiet. The union said nothing. And Maris, he moved departments overnight. That didn't stop the noise. Nobody called her Ash anymore. Ashley Monroe had been a street kid with a backpack full of SIM cards and a laptop missing half its keys. Nia found her at 15, sleeping in the youth center's boiler room. At 23, Ash now ran half the Ghosts network. She lived in a garage under a mechanic shop that never opened. Her monitors were always on. She spoke in pings, timestamps, and ghost accounts. Ash was the one who cracked the precinct's internal communication tree. She found coded call tags that meant record off. She wrote an algorithm to trace which calls led to officer-involved fatalities. Then she gave that list to Nia. 27 names. One of them Zeke. The warehouse sat under an abandoned railway line. No signs. No windows. Inside, ghosts moved like chess pieces. Nia didn't command. She directed. She had a whiteboard. On it were 4 columns: officer, incident, suppression, weak point. Ash stood beside her with a USB drive. "This," Ash said, "is the first crack." The footage was grainy but clear enough. Another teen, arms raised, shot once, then twice. Officer Harridan, badge number 44122. Case dismissed. "We leak it?" a young ghost asked. Nia shook her head. "We don't react. We build." And so they did. Silent. Focused. By the time the mayor held a press conference about community unity, a burner email was already queued. A journalist opened it and found a file marked Maris_internal_news_lead.pdf. The echo had begun. Detective Neil Postman didn't know he was being followed. He ran his route every morning at 6 a.m., same streets, same sweatshirt, same wired headphones. The ghosts tracked him for 9 days. Day 10, Nia left a folded sheet in his mailbox. No threats. Just a list of every false arrest he'd made since 2012. A note: "Your run ends soon." He took sick leave the next morning. A 15-year-old named Malik, a kid Zeke used to tutor, was beaten by 2 officers outside a school bus stop. They said he looked like someone who robbed a liquor store 2 blocks over. Malik was holding a backpack with math books. His mother posted the bruises. The school stayed silent. The cops walked. Nia walked into the ER. Sat next to Malik. Said nothing. Just handed him a prepaid phone. He didn't ask what it was for. He already knew. The ghosts didn't retaliate. They calibrated. The next day, security footage of the two officers partying in a strip club during their shift hours made the rounds. Then footage of them staging arrests for TikTok clout. They were suspended within 48 hours. One resigned. It wasn't about violence. It was about truth. Nia said it once to Ash, late at night in the warehouse. "We don't need weapons. We are the weapon." And Ash just nodded, typing away at the next data dump that would make the city feel its own rot. An anonymous leak hits every newsroom in the city, a 20-minute video collage of suppressed body cam footage. One clip shows a teen being arrested for loitering, then tossed after he's already cuffed. Another shows an officer planting a bag near a suspect's car. At the end, a single title card. Pattern. Not incident. City Hall goes into lockdown. Internal Affairs launches an emergency investigation. The mayor cancels a fundraising gala and holds a late-night press conference. His hands shake. Ash compiles a list of 43 officers, cross-referenced with redacted misconduct files, union protection clauses, and payout settlements. Nia releases the names. No addresses. No doxing. Just badge numbers. Case links. Internal memos. The public devours it. By sunrise, 4 officers are placed on leave. One deletes all his social media. One disappears. The precinct mainframe is breached, not corrupted, just mirrored. A perfect digital copy of every internal document, every erased complaint, every overlooked suspension, appears on a decentralized server. No one claims responsibility. No watermark. No trace. But in the upper corner of the home screen, one symbol flashes. A graffiti-style G for ghost. Every screen in the department freezes for 60 seconds. Then reboots. And nothing is the same after that. A single USB drive arrives at every major newsroom in the state. Inside is footage, undeniable, unedited, from a dashcam that was never logged. The night Zeke was killed. He didn't reach. He didn't run. He asked calmly, "Is something wrong?" Then 2 shots. Then silence. The video hits the internet. Protests swell. National outlets descend on Baltimore. This time, the story doesn't fade. Officer Maris is arrested. The police chief resigns. Federal agents walk into the precinct without knocking. Union heads scramble. Internal Affairs collapses under public pressure. Zeke's face appears on murals, magazine covers, even projection art on courthouse walls. The city burns, not with fire, but truth. Nia disappears. Ash shuts down the warehouse. The Portside ghosts vanish like smoke. No interviews. No parades. No trace. But some say, if you walk down Monroe Street near sunset, you'll see a new mural. Zeke. Sitting on the stoop, notebook open, eyes steady. And at the base, 3 letters spray-painted in gold. GHO. Ghosts holding on. The war is over. But the story will never be forgotten. In a city built on silence, it only took one voice to break everything open. Zeke Jensen didn't live long enough to see justice. But his sister made sure the whole world did. The system tried to erase the truth. But the ghosts, they didn't just haunt it. They rewrote it. If this story moved you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, because these are the stories that don't make headlines, but they do change lives. Until next time, stay curious, stay awake, and remember, some ghosts never leave.